or welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name's Gabi.
I'm Charlotte.
And this is the Kia Telluride in the EX trim level. It's been about a year since we filmed one of these.
It has been a long time.
And I don't know why, because quite honestly, if you pulled me off the street, if I didn't know anything about the Kia product, which guys we do, we are the Kia Hyundai channel, I would be absolutely flabbergasted to know that this was the entry trim level of this car.
You mean this is the base?
This is the base model
of
the Telluride. Yeah, guys, we're going to take a look inside, give you a complete walkthrough of everything there is to know about this specific trim level of the Telluride. And, of course, this channel is dedicated to all things Kia and Hyundai. So if you're looking at another model, we've done a video on that too. But, Charlotte, what else are we going to focus on today?
So this video is actually a live stream video, which means you guys can actually ask us your questions in real time, and we even have dedicated Q&A time at the very end of this video. It's also why the quality is what it is, so don't worry, we know about that.
Yes.
But if you guys are watching this in the future and still have questions about this vehicle, leave a comment down below, and as always, like, comment, and subscribe to the Kia Hyundai channel. All of that is free to do so, and it really helps us out, and we appreciate it. So
right, let's get into it. Okay. Starting off with the exterior of this vehicle, I want to highlight the paint color. This is a newer paint color for the Kia lineup, and it's called Midnight Lake Blue. It's exclusive to the Telluride and the Kia Sorento, so not a lot of our vehicles have this, and it definitely stands out on the road. It's not exactly a metallic-y paint. It's pretty solid, and I think in the sunlight it looks stunning. At nighttime it looks like it's black. It's kind of just a chameleon, if you will. It's absolutely beautiful and definitely stands out on the road. The EX is going to have a nice, almost satin chrome style when it comes to the grille, and it's cased in a beautiful black finish. The satin chrome matches the Kia emblem very, very nicely, and the Kia emblem is surrounded by more black elements. I think this vehicle, it has a clean, classic look. I've always loved the Telluride. If you're comparing it to other vehicles in its size, class, and lineup, chances are you've probably heard of the Hyundai Palisade. That is almost directly this vehicle's sister car. This one definitely has a more, I want to say, off-road, rugged approach. It's very truck-like in its styling, but inside it is so smooth and so comfortable with such a beautifully appointed cabin. But back to the exterior. We got a body color front bumper with more satin chrome along the, along the lower grille. You're also going to get a radar plate on your entry trim level, and that's going to give you radar-based smart cruise control with navigation assistance. So because this vehicle does have incorporated nav, it's going to know the speed limit of the road that you're on or the highway that you're on, and of course try to follow those guidelines. You can of course override that if you'd like and set your following distance so your vehicle will, adjust as needed. So if the vehicle ahead of you slows down, whether it's stop and go traffic or just a general slowdown, your car is going to do the same thing based off the parameters that you set for the following distance. It's very smart, hence the name Smart Cruise Control, and you can totally turn it off if you're not a fan of it, or not use it, I mean. For your skid plate, you again have that beautiful silver chrome finish, and you do have LED fog lights on this trim level. For the rest of the lighting, you can see we have full LEDs, and you have a beautiful amber daytime running light. I can't look at it right now because it will blind me, but Charlotte will get a closer look at what I'm talking about. If you saw the Telluride in its initial release, you may know it had that beautiful rectangular amber daytime running light that again was on all the time and it looked stunning. We no longer have that as of 2 years ago for its refresh, but still I think it looks better. I think it looks more modern. It definitely makes the Telluride very, very sharp. This vehicle, like I said earlier, takes on a more truck-like approach, and I mean that by its massive hood. Now this is a lot of car. It's one of the largest vehicles in our lineup, but it's still easy to maneuver and park, and it doesn't feel like a bloated vehicle. It's still pretty nimble, and that's thanks to its powertrain, which I'll pop open the hood and talk about in a second. So the Telluride, across all trim levels, is going to have the same naturally aspirated 3.8-liter V6. That's right, we still have V6s. And you guys, it's tried and true. This powertrain is phenomenal. It gives you 5,000 pounds of towing capacity, 291 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque. It's tied to an 8-speed traditional automatic powertrain transmission. So with that together, this powertrain is very, very smooth for regular driving, but also if you're an outdoorsy person who appreciates towing capacity and just long-haul drives, it's going to be smooth, it's going to be easy to operate, and you don't have to worry about the extra care that a dual clutch or CVT, IVT transmission also comes with.
Blake is asking, didn't we review a Telluride yesterday?
No, that was a Palisade.
It was the sister car.
Yes, the sister car. So now we're reviewing the Telluride. You guys can compare them head to head. I will say the Palisade that we reviewed yesterday was the top of the line model, so fully loaded. This is considered the entry trim level for the Telluride. And again, this is by no means basic at all. If you're comparing this to a base model Kia Forte or something, there's quite a tech difference, quite a feature difference. This vehicle is still very, very premium. Okay, wheels. I love the wheels on this vehicle because, again, it does not look like this is an entry trim level. These are 20-inch machined finish alloy wheels, so you get a mix of the dark, a mix of the light. Just like your front grille, I think it looks absolutely stunning. You're also
Two-tone on a base is crazy.
Yeah.
Love it.
You're gonna get also a Michelin tire. It's an all-season tire, which is nice to see because, again, a lot of entry trim levels aren't gonna have a more premium tire. You'll get, a Chinese brand tire, something like that. So, pretty nice to see a Michelin on here. Around your wheel wells, you're gonna have a matte black plastic finish. And then again, look at this beautiful paint. Guys, I'm absolutely obsessed with the Midnight Lake. It's really nice. For your mirrors, they are power folding. You get body color and you also get a turn signal indicator with a little bit of black finish along the bottom. This vehicle is going to come with blind spot detection. It does not have a full 360 camera or a blind spot view camera, but that is only one trim up from the EX model. Another thing that makes the EX model really special is the fact that it's an 8-seater configuration. So 8 passengers in this vehicle with a bench seat in the second row makes it very, very friendly for a lot of seating accommodations, especially if you have little ones. All right, up ahead, or up top, I should say, we have roof rails. They are flush with the body. They match perfectly with our trim pieces around our windows. And then also, speaking of the windows, your pillars are going to be a nice gloss black. So again, lots of lights, lots of darks. Looks good on every exterior paint color, but especially if you're getting something a little more fun colored, it just looks good. A lot of times it can look overdone, but I don't think Kia does that. All right, back end of this vehicle, we have a nice lip spoiler, high mounted stop lamp, and then our lower rear wiper. I would love to see the rear wiper hidden underneath the spoiler, but guys, that's just me. Put that in the comments though. Maybe Kia will make it happen.
Listen, yeah.
Listen, we already brought buttons back. Maybe we'll slowly get sunglass holders back. Also hidden wipers. Like to see that. Okay, your rear emblems are going to be a nice finish. It's cohesive too. They all have the same metallic brushed finish. And they're stamped into the actual vehicle. So they're not sticking out a ton. They don't look cheap. They don't look flimsy. You don't have to worry about them falling off. They look like they're in there. Your taillights are beautiful LED taillights. Very Telluride. And then we have a 4X badge on the bottom right corner. That's going to indicate that no, this vehicle does not have 4x4. It's not 4-wheel drive, but it is all-wheel drive, and that is standard on all trims of the Telluride here in Canada. You're also going to get terrain mode. So I know our friends in the States do not get terrain mode, so let me tell you all about it. Essentially, this vehicle is all-wheel drive, but it has a front-wheel drive bias. So on a day like today, where it's nice, sunny, there's no snow on the ground, it's going to be primarily front-wheel drive unless I'm starting off from a standstill or I turn onto a gravel road. In that case, it'll start splitting that torque. But if I know I'm going to be driving in the snow, in the mud, or in the sand, I can switch it over to there, and the vehicle will automatically adjust itself to those torque splits to either allow wheel spin or limit wheel spin. Also changes how your engine's going to respond to throttle input and also your electronic stability control. On the EX model, you get rear parking sensors, so you'll see that peppered throughout the rear bumper. And then, of course, that's going to help when you are parking such a big vehicle like this. It'll give you audible beeps inside the cabin to let you know when you're getting too close. And you do have rear cross-traffic collision avoidance assist.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, it's always a mouthful to say, but that is a fantastic safety function, especially with a vehicle of this size. If you're backing out of a busy mall, parking lot, that kind of thing, it's going to tell you with the sensors and the camera to let you know if there's someone, whether it be a pedestrian or an actual vehicle coming from the left or right side. It'll tell you inside the cabin, and if I fail to react, the car will brake for me. It's kind of scary when it does emergency brake, but boy, are you glad it did that. Here's another thing that shocks a lot of people about an entry trim level. Power liftgate.
Yeah.
So this is, of course, a proximity style liftgate. I can either walk up to it with the key on me and it'll automatically open, but I can also press the button on the key fob, the button inside the cabin, or simply the actual lift release. The height is adjustable over here, and you can have it automatically close when you walk away from your vehicle with this button here to turn it on or off. Lots of configurability when it comes to the seats. So you can see everything is knocked down right now, and there is so much usable room on this vehicle. It's quite literally a pickup truck, as long as you're not carrying passengers. Now, again, 8 seats, so you're going to get 3 seats in the second row and 3 seats in the third row. I say 3 seats lightly. This one's definitely a little bit smaller, but if you are transporting kids or just smaller adults, it's still comfortable. Back here, this is the usable cargo space with the third row up. So it's not exactly the biggest, but it is fairly usable. Charlotte and I actually went to Los Angeles last year. I guess it was this year. No, it was last year, right?
It was last year.
So there was 5 of us, 6 of us? 5 of us in a Telluride.
Yeah.
And 5 of our luggages. And we do not pack lightly. We managed to fit all of us in this vehicle and all of our luggage, and we survived. The trip to the airport at least. All right, over here, that's all your usable space. Again, very easy to knock the seats down, and each of them have car seat tethers, which is nice and handy. Underneath the floorboard, you can see we have a little bit of hidden cargo space. I totally put this out wrong. And this is removable. So a little bit of hidden storage. The actual spare tire is located underneath the vehicle, which if Charlotte wants to show, there you go. And you only have a single tip exhaust on this trim level. If you want the single-sided twin tip exhaust, you gotta go to the SX trim level. Don't know why they separated it, but it is
Why
what it
wouldn't
is.
you? Duh.
I don't know. All right, so that's the tail end of this vehicle. Let's talk about fuel efficiency and what kind of gas we need in it. So it's a 71-liter tank. This is our largest fuel tank in our Kia lineup. Open it up. It just takes regular unleaded fuel, and this vehicle is rated at 11.7 liters per 100 kilometers combined, so that's highway and city. You can see it do better depending on how you drive. There is dedicated drive modes inside the cabin, with one of them being eco mode, which is again going to prioritize a more fuel efficient way of driving by shifting the gears a little bit quicker at more efficient shift points. Can you be very uneconomical in eco mode? Absolutely.
Yes.
If you have a heavy foot, eco mode is not going to save you. I don't know what to tell you at that point other than change your driving, but I am also guilty of that. However, you can certainly see it do better than 11.7 depending on how you drive, or worse, depending on how you drive. Okay, I think we'll switch up and take a look inside. So Charlotte will take you on a tour inside the cabin.
Lovely. All right, so now we get to go and take a look inside, and remember, everything that you're seeing on this vehicle is the standard. And I think it's gonna impress a lot of you guys, and you'll see why the Telluride is probably such a bestseller. The nice thing too is because this is the introductory level trim, is if you want more tech, if you want more safety features, it's only gonna build upon what's already here, and you can get so much more depending on what your price point is, and also just if it fits your lifestyle. So super fun. Before we do that, I will talk a little bit about safety in this vehicle. So the IAHS does rate this as their top safety pick, plus, meaning it scored the highest in the categories that it is ranked. So it is green across the board for all of those categories. So it's no wonder why so many parents are flocking towards vehicles that are like the Telluride, and the Telluride specifically, myself included. I want one, even though I only have one kid. All right, driver's side door. Let's talk design, let's talk tech. So one of my favorite things that you'll notice is that we have a wood grain interior, so a lot of fun just with what we have in here, and you'll see a mix of the different elements. We have some soft touch leather, we have some chrome detailing, we've got our speakers, of course, too, which it's like Telluride on them. Very cute. If you do want a premium sound system, you can actually go up to the SX trim where you'll see that offered. When it comes to our mirrors, you can see that they are power folding as well. So come in, come out, and then they are electronically controlled. All of our mirrors are going to be one touch pinch protected, which is very nice, especially if you do have young kids. They're not getting their fingers stuck in the windows. They drop down automatically. I'll have Gabby give a view of the seat too. You can see that it is a synthetic leather. These seats are also both heated, so very comfortable. And when it comes to our driver's seat configuration, you have your regular 8-way power adjustable seat, and that includes your 2-way lumbar support. Very comfortable when you are sitting in them, and the Telluride, although it is big, it doesn't seem like it's overbearing. It's not scary to park or to pull into a bay like this. If my mom can do it, anyone can do it. My mom just drives a Telluride. Over here you can see your controls for your brightness adjuster, downhill braking control, tailgate, and of course traction control if you'd like to turn it off. You get a little bit of a sneak peek at that wood grain trim as it comes all the way across the dash, but I'll have Gabby come around and we can talk more about what we see.
Guys, tell me what you think of color. It's a funky one. Would you take this or jungle green? You know, when we got jungle green, everyone was kind of all over the place about it, but it's good to see we got fun colors now, eh?
Oh, it's so nice that we have an actual color in here instead of black, white, and gray. Tell me about the passenger seat.
Passenger seat is, of course, going to be the same materials as the driver. It's heated, 3 different levels. It is manual. That's one thing. So it's not height adjustable manual, only the backrest, and of course the actual seating position, thanks to the bar over there. But still a very, very comfortable seat.
Definitely. So as you hop in, you can see that we have our screens set up right in front of us. I'll start by talking about here and then we'll move sideways. So first things first is behind us, we have a 4.2-inch screen. So this is although everything is digital, this is the screen that you're able to cycle between. So digital speedometer, digital tachometer, and then again, cycling through your trip's computer to see how the vehicle responds to you. You can see your navigation from the in-house nav and also your tire pressure. And you can see when that vehicle is operating in front wheel drive versus when it's kicking in that power from the rear. There that is again. From your steering wheel, again, leather wrapped, heated. We have some great stitching detail, set up very logically with all of your media controls and all of your driving controls, as Gabby mentioned, available at the touch of a fingerprint. In the event something isn't available
The touch of a fingerprint.
Yeah, I said what I said. And I stand by that. No, touch of a finger. Touch of a button.
Yes.
Button. Finger touches buttons. Okay. Carry on. I lost my train of thought. That's okay. Behind us, wiper stock, lighting stock, very logical. Over here, of course, your screen, 12.3 inches. You can check out the software that we're using. One thing I love about Kia is everything says exactly as it does. Yeah, I mean that. That's fine. So navigation, you can see that navigation comes standard. Also your phone projection. So it can be your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto, which is a wired connection in this vehicle. Over here, you can also see that you have Kia Connect. So again, we're seeing Kia Connect integrated into the introductory level trim, which is Kia's telematics system. From here, some other parent-focused features, I'd say like quiet mode, which will dampen those rear speakers for you. Rear climate. So from here, you do have multi-zone, so 3 ways that you can control the climate in this vehicle, and you can also lock it and control it from this screen for the rear. Up here at the front, though, you can see that we have regular dual for myself and Gabby. As we move down here, you can take a look and see all of these buttons, again, are going to do what they say they do. Nav is nav, radio is radio, and you do have a star button for favorites. I already gave you a sneak peek at your climate control here that it is dual, of course, and then all the buttons, they mean what they say. You also have an auto defogging system in this vehicle, which is really nice so that you're not trying to find the perfect temperature to get your windscreen to not fog up anymore. So again, great features to see that make driving and starting your vehicle a lot easier. Your heated steering wheel button is tucked off to the side, which is always a little bit of an odd spot for it, but of course if you're driving this vehicle every day, you know where it is. You can also see that you have your heated seat controls on the side, and down below you're going to have access to your wireless phone charger, USB for connectivity, USB-C, and a 12-volt for charging. And if you want that hidden away, you have a piano black little console that can slide down for you or come up. And it's nice that when it's up, it is tucked out of the way. You don't even notice it's there, really. Leather-topped gear shift, little area over here for keys or whatever, cup holders. And then here's going to be your drive and terrain modes. Now, Gabby's already talked a little bit about what your drive and terrain modes are going to do. So drive, comfort, eco, sport, and smart. And they actually do change your cluster. So they change the look of that depending on which one they are in. And then, of course, your terrain modes as well. Snow, mud, and sand. And that's going to change up the torque distribution depending on what the vehicle sees fit, depending on the situation that it adapts itself to, if that makes sense. So depending on the inclement weather. Your parking sensors are right here. You also have idle, stop and go, auto hold, and an electronic parking brake. And there we go. Yeah, there it is. You do have a regular rear view camera on this vehicle too with dynamic guidelines, which is great to see when you are parking a vehicle of this size too. I'll show your center console. So dual level, and you even have a USB-C that is illuminated in there as well, so easy if you are plugging something in and want it to be tucked away from prying eyes. Up here would be a good spot to even put it. Up top, you can see that we have a sunglass holder. Ooh, buddy. Not seeing too many of those anymore. And also our sunroof. There we go. Nice. It is nice, again, if a lot of people, they say that they're non-negotiables when they're looking for a car, leather and a sunroof. This has leatherette and a sunroof, so if you're looking for those, no matter which trim you pick for the Telluride, you're going to find what it is that you're looking for. I will show the key fob really quick. It is a new style, and it is a slim profile, and on it you can see that you have integrated remote start. So even if you don't continue with your Kia Connect membership, you have your remote start here that you can use for the full duration of the vehicle's life, of course. Other than that, regular lock, unlock, trunk, and panic button. Anything I'm forgetting? Anything you want to show? Let's head to the back seat. All right, so there we go. The EX is a great trim for many options, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that you get that extra seat. So if you like having a bench seat, EX, SX, you're going to want to look at these ones for sure. So again, here you can see your seats. I'll sit over here to show you the legroom because this one is moved back a little bit further. And the thing about the Telluride is when it is a third row, you have so much space. It's very comfortable no matter which seat in the house that you are using. And I also like how in the second and even the third row, you're not forgotten about as a passenger. You still have amenities. You still have USB-Cs for the second and third row. You have cup holders in the rear mounted center console. You have little hooks here, which are convenient. You've got pockets, which are convenient, a 12 volt and even a household outlet down at the bottom. There you go. So very convenient. Up top, we have diffusing, rooftop mounted air vents. So perfect, again, if you have kids in car seats. And here's gonna be your climate control for the second row. So they can access everything here. And like I said, it is lockable from the front if you do have young kids and you don't want them fiddling around with it. But how easy is it to get into the third row? That's probably something you are wondering. So not only are there steps down at the bottom, which Gabby probably quickly showed, you can actually shoot your seat forward. Look at that. And then from the outside, it's very easy to get in and access the third row. Now I'm gonna make things difficult for myself and I'm gonna cut through here just to be a little bit quicker. And here I am in the third row. Now, if you think of a third row seating, I think that this is actually a lot better than just a regular bonus row when you're taking into consideration the two main seats. Where it becomes a little bit more of a bonus row is if you are using all three seats, it can obviously get a little bit more cramped back here. I will say I love the fact that we have roof air vents back here too, so third row gets them too. We're not seeing that a lot nowadays. And you have USB-Cs and cup holders back here too. So USB-C, 2 cup holders, cup holder, USB-C, and also seatbelt clips if this section is not in use, which is fantastic to see. Another thing I want to note is that the second and third row all have lower latch anchors and rear car seat tethers. So you can put a car seat pretty much anywhere in this vehicle, which is really cool to see. Up top, ultrasonic sensors, which is going to act with your rear occupant alert. So great to see that standard as well.
Pretty cool.
Very cool. What do you guys think though?
Just want to quickly show the power in the cargo area again. I don't think I actually pointed this out, but you do have a button to power fold the second row and a 12 volt as well too. So something like an inflator kit or any sort of small appliance, you can power in with that. There's also these little clips here that you can utilize for a cargo net. And then this indent here is going to be for cargo covers. So you'd put the actual base into either of those slots there, then of course you'd pull it out and latch it on right over there. Obviously when you're utilizing that, you can't really use the third row, but it's nice to have. Then also you actually have room to store it underneath this floorboard here, which is very convenient. See those indents there? That's actually to put the cargo cover. So Kia thought of everything. You don't have to take up space in your garage, you don't have to leave it anywhere. It actually fits in the car at all times. All right, we'll close that up. Maybe do some Q&A inside.
Yeah, for sure.
Second row. This while I grab my stuff.
For sure. All right, let me just close this for a second. I think we're gonna go in the second row, so I'm just gonna go and make sure all of the seats are up, or at least put into place. Put that down, and we're gonna move this back. See, guys, I could even do it one-handed. How nice and easy is that? Okay, jump scare warning. I'm turning the camera around.
All right.
Fix that. Thank you. Something I will note, and hopefully you can tell it now, is these seats are on a rail system, which is what allows them to come forward so easily, so you can adjust the amount of legroom for the third row and also for right here.
Okay. This and what the Kia Sorento is what real men want. All right.
Is that from PK?
Yes, PK.
Nice.
Yeah, we do have a lot of male buyers buying these vehicles, but we also have a lot of female buyers, and we have a lot of buyers buying these vehicles.
Mm-hmm. I want one.
They're popular cars. They drive great.
What made you decide to wear a turtleneck today? GM? Because it's cloudy out? It was cloudy out?
It's so hot out.
Yeah, it's like 30 degrees, but it was cloudy.
It's cold inside.
And I was
the
like,
dealer.
oh my goodness, fall. Yeah, corporate winter.
All right. Agreed. It's 2024. Hide that wiper ready, guys. That's
Facts.
I know.
I feel like I say that about every vehicle that has a exposed rear wiper. I'm like,
you guys,
why can I see that?
You have to leave it in the comments once this video is done. Please comment it as a real comment because I don't think Kia Canada, well, never mind. You probably won't see this video.
They probably don't watch it.
But if
But
they
we
do,
need proof. We
yeah.
need receipts. So help us out. Help us out, please.
Mhm.
MG said Sorrento doesn't have air vents in the third row. Yeah, you're right. It does not.
We had it last year for the previous body style, I should say, not last year, but yeah.
How much weight can this SUV tow? It is rated for 5,000 pounds when properly equipped.
Telluride's pretty cool though, because if you do get the top line model, you get an additional 500 pounds too. So it's our highest towing capable vehicle in the Kia
Definitely.
lineup. It's also probably the best vehicle to tow with. I mean, you can certainly tow 5,000 pounds with the Kia EV9, but that is going to cut your range in half. Obviously, this vehicle is going to be a little bit less efficient when towing, but it's not going to half the range. I think Ryan already commented the MSRP, but it's 50,695 Canadian, or 645 Canadian. John Howard asked, Gabi and Charlotte, what Porsche has only one cup holder? So the one we have is a 992 911 cab, and yeah, only one real cup holder that actually comes out of the dash, but there is a little section in the middle that I guess you could put a cup, but it's not a cup
Out of
holder.
instinct, I always put my keys there.
Yeah. I always put my keys in my Porsche 911's cup holder.
A car that I don't own.
One cup holder, instant deal breaker. Yeah, so
I
that's
know.
exactly why I ended up with the Kia Forte instead of the 911. It just made more sense.
Yeah, personally, when you get a Telluride, you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus bottle holders. So I think you can see what the real value is.
Floppy ear Dufo said, can you talk about the durability of this vehicle? How well do they retain their resale value? So the Telluride has actually been one of our best resale value vehicles for a while, other than something like the Sorrento Hybrid or Sportage Hybrid. It has been incredible for us. So Tim's wife, Kim, actually traded in her Telluride, which had over 100,000 kilometers, I believe. She drove it. And I don't even remember what we sold it for. But, I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
She used that car. Like, it was
higher
used.
mileage, and it was I think it was an EX?
It was an EX model, so exactly what this is. So not even the top trim level, and it's been one of our most solid vehicles. I will also say our V6s have been incredible to us. So reliability-wise, my mom had her Sorrento V6 EX since 2017 and traded it in with 200,000 kilometers only to get another Sorrento because she loved it so much. So it may not be as fuel efficient as some others, but they are solid. And one of my favorite things about driving the Telluride or any of our V6 vehicles is how, I guess, linear everything feels. It feels smooth, if that makes sense. It's not a turbo where it's going to lag. It's not very snappy, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel jittery. It's just smooth, reliable power throughout. And you really feel a difference. You very much feel a difference.
Yeah, very much consistent. Crazy Hands 911 says, any idea when you'll see K4 in person, or even some pics of the interior and exterior colors? So we have done a video going over what to be expecting for the K4. We also have photos posted on the Brantford Kia Instagram page, which show the exterior colors.
Paul said they don't sell the Telluride in the UK. I don't think it would fit in your roads.
Yeah.
Was there rust on the SUV? So this vehicle or the ones that were traded in? Because no, for either of them. I will say sometimes new vehicles, especially white, appear to have a little bit of rust on them, and that's actually the rail dust from delivery. So on detail, we have to, obviously a lot of work goes into getting all that out, but yeah, no rust on my mom's traded at all. Good afternoon in Ontario. Here in BC, do you guys have the new 2025 Hyundai Tucson Ultimate Hybrid in stock? If so, can you please do a side-by-side comparison video alongside the 2025? So we don't have the Ultimate Hybrid yet, but we have received the N-Line, and we have filmed that, I think it was a week or two ago. As soon as we do get the Ultimate, we will film it, and we should try to do some side-by-sides. It's just a matter of what we get at the same time.
Yeah, that's the hard thing about doing these just with dealer inventory.
Ray said clay bar is your friend.
Yes,
bet.
it is.
White paint especially shows it the worst. But I mean, that's good in a detail aspect because you can see exactly what spots you gotta pay closer attention to. But Get a 2024 now, or why wait for the 2025? So when it comes to the Telluride, it's unchanged for 2025, so I would say just get whatever you can find, really. The price point difference shouldn't be much either. I don't think pricing was released for 2025, but if it's an unchanged model and you can get a lower interest rate and lower MSRP for the 2024, I would just go for the 24. Okay, we'll probably end it off.
Yeah, we're at about 31 minutes. So thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. We will see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing another Hyundai vehicle, and let us know what vehicle you think we're going to do. So,
Because we don't know.
because I was going to tell them that. Anyways, see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.